Back towards home. I haven't made my mind up if we'll have a night shot tomorrow night or not. The weather doesn't sound the best. I'll have a listen to it in the morning and make my mind up.
Middle Rocks, Tasmania.
Look at that one. That's not what we're after. Set her in a weed hole. They're definitely down there, but they don't want to move around when it's like this. Too much bull kelp flapping around. They won't want to crawl up and go in.
Bull kelp's great big slabs of algae, really, and it's powerful when it gets moved around in the water, and it can wrap up your pots, and it'll just stop the lobsters going into the neck.
That's crayweed. That's the sort of weed that we want to set our pots in amongst.
The crayweed's like a really fine sort of algae, and the crays are quite easily moved through the crayweed, and they use it for cover, especially during the day.
Shooting pots into crayweed means shooting close to the rocks, and that's always risky.
If something happened, we'd be on top of the rocks quick smart. You wouldn't want to make any mistakes in here. We're keeping our eye out all the time. I know that the reef runs out there and there's a deep sort of gutter in here, so I know we're in deep water. Pretty safe with the swell the way it is, but you always got to be mindful and keep your eye out. You've got to be really careful. You've got to be switched on. No mucking around out here.
Lucky last one.
Lucky last.
Oh yeah, baby! Wow, round, Russell ground. Oh, that's why she weren't coming, God.
Get that swell off and we'll be doing all right.
That's massive. Woo, yeah! Yeah!
That's $500 for just 2 reds.
That's what we wanted to see. See, that one was down a little bit deeper under the bull kelp, down in a little bit of a gutter. So fish get in without getting hit in the face with a piece of bull kelp. So they're more likely to get in. That's what we're after.
Winter, Tasmania. And Team Bold Contender is up early.
First pot of the day coming up. Hopefully it's got a couple in it and sets the tone for the shot. Oh, just out the front of Port Davey, and it is absolutely freezing.
Squizzy has motored in close to shore on his way back home to port.
Could have just stayed in bed for daylight, but we'll get these up and we'll get going.
He's going to have one last go at hunting for big reds. That's the only type of lobster you can catch this close to shore.
Did you want to stay in bed this morning, Tabes, like me?
Mate, I'm full of keenness. Can't you see? It's exuberating from me.
Good to see, good to see. He loves his missus and his kid, but I think the next thing he loves is his bed.
First pot up, no lobsters, just a whopping great Southern Ocean conger eel.
Got any idea how slimy thing is?
2 metres of muscle and a bad attitude. Sounds a bit like Tabor.
When I was a deckhand many years ago, I got my thumb caught in the mouth of one, and I got like a lockjaw. And it was worse than hitting me thumb with a hammer, I tell you. They're slippery suckers, that's for sure.
Most crewmen need a grappling claw to handle these monsters. But not Tabor. It's man versus monster.
I wouldn't let anyone else probably do it this way, but Tabor's got the experience and he's done it heaps of times and he knows what he's doing. And it's fun to watch too. Sometimes I wish the conger eel would win. We let the conger eels go alive because their main source of food is the octopus. So we're doing the rock lobster a big favour by letting them go.
Squizzy's hoping his sea karma turns into cash.
And we got a gummy shark. I should have come a gummy shark fisherman, I reckon. Oh, that shit's here. Over a metre long. I'll let Tabor have this one, because I'm a good skipper.
I know he's stretching the truth there.
Gummy sharks are good eating, but they don't pay the bills.
The rain.
Squizzy's disaster run with big reds is showing no sign of slowing down.
If I was playing cricket, I'd be 3 for none. I reckon I could be all out by the 10th pot, I think. If you don't have a laugh at this game, you'd cry.
You've only got to get one to save your undies.
So if you have a shot, you don't catch any lobsters, the bet is you got to take your clothes off and run around the boat naked.
King Island.
I'd say there's a 75% chance we're going to lose that pot. So anyway, that's just what happens, isn't it? But anyway, we might get it back, we might not. It might be damaged, it might be anything can happen. So
With a storm fast approaching, the Gουίλιαμ Νόρλινκ crew needs to retrieve the rest of its pots quickly.
we have a winner.
Empty. Empty. Empty.
Ah, despair. It's despair.
And now Rick's missed his throw.
It's got a mix. I love that.
And he's one of the most experienced deckhands in the fleet.
Wow. We haven't done one for a long, long time, but Vic just missed the grapple, so we're doing what's called the circle of shame.
It was a drive up of shame too.
No, it was gettable. You were just too late at the grapple. That's a rarity, actually. We haven't done a circle of shame for a long time, so it's, you know, it's poor.
Deckhands use the grapple. That's the metal hook to tow the float lines in. The float lines are attached to the lobster pots.
It's got to be between the boat and the arm for it to be legal, and it was legal. He just had so that's another 30 seconds out of my life in that day.
A combination of me missing and a poor approach to the pot.
That was gettable. So I'm going to have to go again.
Out all day now.
Yeah, that's right.
And after all that, there's nothing in the pot.
Where are the lobsters? That is the question.
Mάatsikер Island. And the crew of the Baralee is grappling with that very same question. Where are the lobsters? They're after 500 kilos of big money fish. Deckhand Nigel never misses a chance to educate rookie deckhand Jai.
You just grab hold of your loop like that. Rabbit comes out of the hole. He goes around and he goes back in the hole. Bang.
That's a reef knot.
Very simple.
It's a reef knot, isn't it?
Don't actually know what it's called.
I think it's a reef knot. That's what they taught us in school.
That's what she is then.
Some areas I've just got a bit more knowledge than Nigel. Don't tell him that.
He's held up very well. Of course it's got to be going through his mind. You couldn't lose your mum and bury her a day ago and go to sea and not be thinking about her. But at this stage in the trip, he's really doing extremely well for a young man.
Yeah, I look up to Warren and Nigel too, and you know, all their experience, and I don't know how long Dad fished for, but like Warren and Nigel have way more experience than Dad did, so probably once in a lifetime opportunity to learn off those guys and let them teach you what they know, and you know, take it on board and do your own thing after that.
Jai's casting eye is in. But what's in the pot?
We're into them.
Couple there was. Have a look at it. Beautiful fish. He's probably worth about 120 bucks. He'd be worth 90. That one there. Starting to pick up a bit now. 23 out of 23 pots.
Yeah, you might have another one.
Another